guys, this is Iman, and in this video we'll be looking on 5 basic data types in Java. So first of all, we are going to be using Jvdroid. You can actually get it on Play Store. Just search for Jvdroid, and the link to the app would also be in the description below. So Jvdroid is an IDE, an integrated development environment. Like that is a software application that helps programmers develop software code efficiently. We have other IDEs like NetBeam, we have Eclipse, we have other text editors that we can actually use to write our code, our Java code. But in this video, we're going to be using the Jvdroid. So I just want to introduce us to the app firstly. So on this part, you can start a new project. You can open from your folder. Maybe you have anyone you've written and you want to make corrections on your Android phone. So you just search for it and you open, and it's going to move you to wherever it is, the directory, and you can save, you can close, you can check for recent files, and you can undo, redo, you can search for a word, you can search for a code, you can go to line, you can pick a line. Maybe you made a mistake in a line, you can go to the line. And here we have the interpreter, we have the terminal, we have the compiler output, and we can actually share this as a link for anyone that wants to download, which I will do in the description below. And we have samples, we can get more IDEs. And settings, let's go into the settings. We can edit the editor, we can also edit the appearance, which let's just leave it this way. We can edit the font size. Let's use about 14, or let's use about, to make it more visible, let's use 16. And let's change the font. Let's use default bold and the dark. I'm sure we'll leave it that way. I'm sure we can see now. So as I said, we have 5 basic data types in Java. We're going to be treating that, but in this chapter we are going to be talking on strings, and we are going to be writing some basic codes in strings, and we check for errors, expectation errors, and whole. So we have strings, we have integers, we have characters, we have bytes, we have doubles. So in this video we are going to be talking about strings in Java, where strings are widely used in Java programming, and they are a sequence of characters in Java programming language. Strings are objects. The Java platform provides the string class to create and manipulate strings. They're represented with the double quotes, and it generally accepts a textual data. Do you understand? So firstly, and with this in a few statements, we can just say string represents series of characters. I'm sure we understand that string represents a series of characters. So moving on to the next, I want us to note that we have naming conventions, that is ways we can name our strings in Java. We can use the Pascal naming convention, and we can also use the Camel naming convention, which the Pascal naming convention, on every first word, on every first letter of each word, it is going to request for an uppercase letter. So under the Camel naming convention is same, but on the first word it has to be in lower cases, as you can see here. So now let's go on to writing our code. Let's say now we said string, you just type it, or maybe let's type again from the beginning. So let's say string, and let's say my message, and let's say equals to, and then double quote, as I told you guys, and we are trying to put a textual data inside, and let's say hello Java dev, that is Java developer. And I'm sure, and I want us to note that whenever you're writing a code in Java, you have to terminate it with a semicolon. If you don't terminate it with a semicolon, an expectation error will be prompted. So let's run it. I'm sure we can see it says error expected. Error, that is the semicolon expected. So let's add it and let's run. I'm sure we can see it's finished our program without giving us what we have in the string. So now, for us to output what we have in the string, then that's when we'll move on to saying our system dot out dot print line print ln whatever. So we'll call it, and we'll say my message. We're trying to call the string. We named the string my message, so we just call it and say system.out.println my message, and we run, and it gives us hello Java dev. So let's add more stuffs into our textual data. So let's concatenate. Concatenation in Java requires a plus sign to concatenate a textual data to another textual data in a string. So now let's call our double quotes, and let's say we want to add a double exclamation, or probably a single exclamation, or let's just use a double exclamation. So let's run, and it says hello Java dev double exclamation. So I'm sure we can see that. And note, white spaces count in Java. White spaces count. So let's give it a space and let's run. I'm sure we can see there's a space after the Java dev, which wasn't there the whole time we ran the code. So it says hello Java dev with a double exclamation. So moving on to the next, let us write another string. Let's call another string, but we don't want to state another string. We don't want to call it string my message 2 or string my message 1. We already have string my message, so we don't want to write another string, but we want to have another variable, another textual data outside when we run our code. So let's say system dot out the print line, and let's say we open our bracket and we'll say nice to meet you. Let's say comma I am man, and we terminate with the semicolon and we run. I'm sure we can see it says hello Java dev, nice to meet you, I am man. I'm sure we can all see it. So that is a way we can actually also call out a string using the system.out.println statement. And note, if you don't attach the ln here, it is going to be printing on the same line with it, so it's going to be bulky. So the println statement actually means moving on to the next line. And if you don't want to use the println statement, you can just state here after the exclamation, you can just say a backward slash n, which means next line, a backward slash n. That means it's going to automatically move to the next line after it says hello Java dev double exclamation. So let's run. I'm sure we can see it. We didn't use the print line statement, and it's starting on the next line on saying nice to meet you. So let's undo, and we get on with our print line statement, which is the mostly recommended for me. So I'm sure we can see that. So moving on to the next thing we have to do here, let's comment this out actually, or it doesn't really matter. Okay, let's comment this out for now. Let's comment this out, and let's go on. Let's add some methods, some functions. We have some method and functions which are introduced to us right now. So let's say dot, let's check if the code is starting, like the string message, my message is starting with a capital a uppercase H. So let's check. Let's say starts with, that's the name of the method, starts with, let's open our brackets, and in the double quotes we check if it has, and note it is it highly recognizes the upper cases and the lower cases. So we are checking for a lowercase, and this is actually going to return a boolean value to us, either the true or the false. So let's run, and it says false. We don't have any. Hi guys, this is Iman. Subscribe, like, and comment. Any letter like H that is starting in the string, but we have, but it is it is an uppercase. So let's search now, and it says true. I'm sure we can see it says true. So note, it recognizes upper cases, it recognizes the lower cases, it recognizes cases, and it recognizes white spaces. So let's copy this line of code to save us time, because I get so much lazy. And let's say the next thing, let's check for something else. Let's comment this out. We are done with that, and let's check for something else. Let's say ends. Yeah, there is a method called ends with. So does it end with a double exclamation? Let us check if it is true, and let's run. I'm sure we can see it gives us true. That is, the string my message ends with a double exclamation. So that is that on that. So let's comment this out. We have ways of commenting in Java. We have the multi-line comment. I'm sure we can see it here, where I stated 5 basic data types in Java. We have the multi-line comment. I'm sure we can see it's a forward slash with an asterisk, and at the end you use an asterisk with the forward slash. So commenting a single line, you just use the double forward slash. So let's use the double forward slash here. So we have commented that out. So let's paste, and let's check for there's another method we can actually use. So let's check for dot. Let's check for the length of the whole string, message, my message. Let's check for the length. So let's say length. So let's run. So we can see it says length, but let's check the error. I don't think there's any error. Oh yes, there is an error. We actually misspelled something here. It's supposed to be th, and now let's run. I'm sure we can see it's giving us 16, and it's counting the white spaces also. Let's remove the white spaces we have in our string message. Let's remove them, and let's see how many numbers is going to give us. So let's run. I'm sure we can see we removed 2 white spaces, and it's giving us 14, which was giving us 16 the other time. So note, white spaces count in Java. So let's undo to give us the white spaces back. So let's run. So it's giving us 16 because we need our code to be more interactive. So let's comment this out. And let's move on to another method that we can actually use in strings. So let's paste what we have. Let's pick on index, and note, index starts counting from 0. Index starts counting from 0. So let's check the index of the letter H. Let's run. I'm sure we can see. So it's telling us that letter H is on index 0. Do you understand? So letter H is on index 0. So let's check for E. I'm sure we can see. Let's check for E. Let's run. I'm sure we can see. E is on index 1. I'm sure we know we have he also on the dev, but it is giving us that because there is an E. It is giving us 1 because the first E that is coming is after the H, which is on index 1. So let's check for something not similar. Let's check for V. I'm sure we only have a V in the string message. So let's run. And it's giving us 8. I'm sure we can see it's on index 8. So that is all on that. Let's move on to the next. And let's paste that. No, I get I'm very lazy person sometimes, and I can be very, very lazy. So let's check for cases. Yeah, I'm sure. Let's check. Let's just change to cases. We have the old string my message. We have it some in uppercase, the first letters. We have some in uppercase. So we can literally change everything in the string to a lowercase. Do we understand? We can change everything in the string to lowercase. So let's say to lower case. I'm sure we can see. So let's move this part and let's run. I'm sure we can see. It says hello Java dev with the double exclamation. I'm sure we can see it is in a lowercase. We change the all letters to lowercase. So we can actually do the same thing for the uppercase. So let's copy this line to save us some stress. So let's comment it out. Let's comment it. Let's paste here and let's say upper upper uppercase and let's run. I'm sure we can see it says hello Java dev, which means hello Java dev, and it's giving us everything in the string my message is giving us in uppercase. So that is another method in strings, methods we can use in strings to methods we can apply to our string message and all. So let's comment this out. I think we can also use this is what we call replace. We can also use the replace method. We can use the replace method, which has the target and the replacement. So it is written this way: replace, and inside these brackets we have a double quote. Which is the first. We have the target, and after the double quotes we give a comma and we say another double quote, which is for the replacement. I'm sure we can see. So now the target, let's pick out from it's actually replacing the word. Let's pick out from hello. Let's pick out from hello and let's say hello. Let's pick out from O, like this is O, and replacement let's say A. So let's run. I'm sure we can see it says Ella Java dev. I'm sure we can see, which was supposed to be hello Java dev, and it changed it to us Ella Java dev. I'm sure we can see. So let's try to apply something. Say hello and let's say hi. I'm sure we can see it changes the word into I. The word hello, it changes the word into I, Java dev. I'm sure we can see that is another method we can add in our string. So let us bring back this line, and it says, I, Java dev, nice to meet you. I am Hyman. So that is all on strings in Java. So that is all we'll be doing on this chapter. I am Hyman.